Hello and welcome back to the Coop de Villa channel. I'm Scott Cooper and we are back with our review of Tottenham Hotspur versus Aston Villa. Got the Melbourne boys here tonight. Got Noah and Tommy. How you doing, fellas? All right? Troy's away on holiday. I didn't want to say that in front of you two, but it's the truth. He's not here tonight. But how's your weekend been apart from the obvious?
Oh, it's going all right, I guess. No, it's pretty repetitive these days. So get through the week, watch the Villa, and another international break to get through.
That's right. They're coming around pretty quick, these international breaks. Maybe Villa needed this one after this game because well, it's not going to be as good as last week, isn't it? It was a terrible game. We went into the game, Tommy, with no changes. Hawes kept his place. Five at the back again, and I think we were all pretty confident we could go in and get something out of this game. Probably win the game with Spurs the way they've been going. And apart from the first 5 minutes or so, where I thought we started quite well, the rest was pretty deplorable. What were your takeaways?
First of all, I think we're probably missing Troy's profanity tonight. Would have been perfect. Second of all, I think a football game goes a lot longer than 10 minutes. So, it was good to see that we started well, but then I think we just started to fade out straight away. And Tottenham took control pretty early on, unfortunately. It was quite funny that they had so many shots on goal in those early moments in the game as well, taking an early lead as well. Because this kind of five in the back, you kind of expect the opponents to shoot less or have less on target at least. But yeah, somehow they just came all guns blazing at us. So maybe this lineup played into their hands and maybe they knew how to maneuver around it. I did hear Lee Hendry on the commentary box saying that they were actually playing it out wide and then working their way in. I think that's what they did a fair few times. But yeah, wasn't a good start. Wasn't looking too good from the get-go. And I guess we'll probably dive into, retaliated well, and then we kind of built up some momentum leading up to the goal, probably had a good 10, 15-minute spell, and then to just concede straight after, just a real sucker punch. I think the game almost died off there. And Smith's changes probably should have made a double sub, if anything, just really changed it up. But I think it was a one-dimensional approach this game.
Yeah, well, I think in terms of the amount of chances the Spurs had, like one of our real strengths in the last few weeks has been the midfield. Ramsey, McGinn, Louise, and the pressure we've been putting on in that midfield, win the ball back high and that sort of thing, and that just wasn't there at all. I thought those three particular were really poor. We just couldn't keep the ball. When we got it, we couldn't win the ball back, and we were one of the things I want to talk to you about, Noel, was I thought we defended really high early on, and that sort of played into their strengths a bit, like with Son and Kane and these guys getting in behind. What did you think about that approach?
Yeah, I don't know. It felt a bit differently how we were defending. Obviously, as you said, looked like a higher line. Obviously, I think the midfielders are just burnt out, to be honest. Like, I've never seen them play that poorly together in a very long time. Like, Louise making mistakes that he hasn't made, and I can't even remember when he started playing that poorly. Ramsey, I think Troy mentioned, I think he does need a break now. This international break might come at the right time.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was pretty clinical in the goal we got, but even McGinn just looks knackered. Like, they all just look really tired. With defending wise, again, I mean, I think when you concede an early goal like we did, it's gonna maybe affect how we go about it. But yeah, I thought we were quite high line, letting Son really just dictated the game. He was everywhere, and yeah, fair enough. Got the assist and put the game to bed, really.
Yeah, I felt for the first half he was probably the one and maybe the only real outstanding player on the field. I mean, I think Højbjerg and their midfield did quite well as well, and Konsa and Hawes for us was solid enough in that first half, but we I think the Højbjerg goal summed it up. McGinn gave the ball away cheaply. him and Ramsey didn't get back quick enough. We were stretched, and Konza, had a situation where he either goes to the ball and closes down the shot, which a lot of people thought he should, or Højbjerg can just slip in an open Kane, because we were just so open back there that I haven't seen us be like that probably since the Watford game. So it's a bit of a wake up call, Tommy. Do you think Smith could have changed something? Because you see guys like Tuchel and Pep. If the game's not going their way, they're quite willing to, half time or even before, make changes. Could we have brought Nakamba on just for a bit of extra protection in the midfield or something like that? What did you think about how Smith dealt with the fact that we were clearly getting overrun?
Yeah, I think we did pretty well to only be down by 1 at a halfway interval. I think it was a matter of damage control once we conceded that first, and the fact that he didn't need to make any changes. But I think it's pretty poor just by the midfield trio. Like I said, they've all got a big engine, and just Tottenham just dissected us. We're always behind the ball, and that's kind of what led to the opener. And I think Noah was alluding to kind of pre-podcast now that he was saying that Konsa could have covered, and had he did, then just slip it open to Kane. They just had us covered everywhere. I think at the halfway interval probably should have made a change. I wouldn't have been surprised why would you play 5 in the back if you're down 1-0? Just mix it up. I mean, we had Traore, we had Archer, who to be honest warrants a start, and I think considering Ramsey had an outstanding game last week, and his recent performance has been great. I think he was probably the first one. Everyone in the group chat was probably calling to get subbed. I personally said Louise, but that's just me. What do I know? Yeah, I definitely think we should have made some changes. We have plenty of attacking, plenty of ammunition on the bench, especially starting with 5 in the back. And, we seem to forget that Buendia is actually meant to be our mega signing alongside Bailey. And given Bailey's injured, you'd at least expect Emmy to start.
Yeah, well, I mean, in the first half, there wasn't a great deal from either team, or we certainly didn't create any chances I can think of. There was that McGinn shot where that was good. Where that reminded me of the Sheffield Wednesday game back in the Championship when he scored that screamer. But apart from that, I don't remember us having threatening at all. Watkins and Ings were passengers really. And even in games where Ollie's been quiet before, he still puts the pressure on and that sort of thing. But I didn't really see a lot of that either. So it was really disappointing. I mean, Kane tried to chip Emmy from 50 yards with that quick free kick. That was we got away with one there, because I think if he got a little bit higher, I think Emmy was probably beaten. I don't think he was expecting it, but I mean, going into halftime, like you said, Tommy, being 1-0 down was probably the best thing about the first half, that we were already 1-0 down. And going into the second half, he didn't make the changes, kept with the same team. But did you see any changes in the second half, Noah? Anything that came to the front there?
No, it was just mainly like 10-15 minutes before the goal. I mean, I think Tommy said as well, like before the podcast, like they couldn't get over halfway through like about 10-15 minute period. And that goal was extremely well worked. I saw it coming from a mile away. You could just see this build-up play working, and just a great ball in from target, classy finish from Watkins. And I found it really strange to make the sub straight after the goal. I'm not sure that's just me that thought that. I mean, Ramsey actually played a massive part in the goal, as I said, getting that quick pass off. But yes, I think he needed to be sub. But I think the momentum after the goal, give him a couple more minutes and see how they go. I think halftime subs were needed.
Which sub was that?
I think it was Horse for Buendia.
It was Ramsey for Buendia.
Ramsey for Buendia. Okay.
Yeah, that was the first one, and then I think it was like Traore for Horse, I think, and then Archer for Ings or something. But
that's the one.
They all came after the 70th minute, and we're 1-0 down, chasing the game. And look, we could have done a lot early. I think the boys just looked off it, and I think the break's come at a good time.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. It was a really well worked goal, and that was at that point I actually thought we're going to get something here. Like, we don't deserve anything, but our football can work. You just stay in the game, and anything can happen. And I thought we could kick on from there, and show the sort of resilience that we've shown in the last few weeks. But we weren't level for long. Unfortunately, Konza went on a bit of a walkabout, and then Hawes got absolutely destroyed by Son, who was clearly man of the match by a mile, and it was went down as an own goal for Target in the end, which we were talking about before. I don't know if I think that was pretty unfair. I think it was Mora that put it in, but
It just looked so stiff on him. Like it
yeah.
just didn't look like it came off him at all. But anyway, the expert said
Absolutely
it was an own
ruined
goal.
it ruined my points in fantasy draft because he got the assist and the own goal, and he conceded 2. I was like, come on. So Paul beat me this week.
Yeah,
But
it wasn't a good week for my fantasy either. But
it's trash.
yeah, but it was trash. Like and it was surprisingly trash, really, considering what we've seen in the last few weeks. And I don't think anyone could have seen such a poor performance against a team that was struggling, like that. And I think it goes back to
the scoreline probably did us justice, if anything. I thought it could have been like 3-4-1 at least.
Yeah, definitely.
Emi Martinez, hands down, man of the match. A couple pivotal saves and just really commanding it between the sticks as usual. Goals weren't his fault at all. But yeah, I thought it could have been a lot worse. Like I said, I don't think we're saying the performance was crap. Any kind of neutral will look at the score and say, it was only 2-1 and, they scored not long after you.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe like a couple of years ago that would have been 4-1, but we have sort of got some sort of spirit about us now, to even keep in the game when we're playing so badly. But it's just the constant giving the ball away. I mean, it doesn't matter how good you are, if you keep doing that, you're not going to get anything out of the game. And I think in those first 10 minutes when we could have, scored in the game, that's where we're maybe lacking that little bit of extra quality. I don't want to keep going back to Grealish, but he might have taken the he might have taken the game by the scruff of the neck, or someone like him. If we maybe Bailey or someone, if we might have seen that that they were there for the taking, whereas Ings and Watkins, it's just not happening at the moment, is it, Tommy?
It's really not working, unfortunately. But then I guess, like, do we start Ollie, who scored last week his first goal? Do we revert back to just Ings, who's on 4 goals? And to be honest, I was really impressed with Ings' work rate. Seeing him track all the way back and getting some sliding tackles in at left back position is really impressive. And then that kind of just isolates Ollie up front. So yeah, I don't know. Like one thing I was impressed with post matches, in terms of the vote tallies. Emi Buendia actually seemed to get in. I think everyone was giving him 1 vote, so he seemed to provide impact when he came off. But we need that for a full 90 minutes, and maybe it's time to really go with what we have, because this 5-3-2, it can be exposed. Like I said, maybe the players were tired. Maybe Tottenham just dissected us. Maybe tape review. It's not the perfect lineup, and I genuinely believe that 4 in the back line is where we should be playing with. And that allows for a more ammunition, because we did sign up a whole bunch of attackers, and everyone's saying, "Oh, this lineup works," for now.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need to find a way to get Buendia in there.
Could he fit into that Ramsey role? Because that's where he played. That's where he played when he came on.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Buendia's actually is a ball winner, Emi. But I really think he needs to be behind the forwards. You can't play 2 forwards and not have someone threading in the needle, because then they're just sitting ducks, Ollie and Ings.
Yeah.
And either give a through ball to either. I mean, we saw it in preseason. I know it's just preseason, and maybe some low quality opposition, but Buendia's giving 50-meter left foot passes, no worries, and then Ollie's putting him away for fun, and we haven't seen that this season. It's a matter of, well, we need them both on the pitch, or him, Ollie, and Ings. That gives him Buendia 2 outlets to find.
No, once we started giving the ball away a bit, like it just reverted to punting the ball forward at one stage. It was who's
going to keep the ball? It's like, that's for me, I'm saying we need someone like Buendia who's a good dribbler, who can hold on to it. Ramsey, McGinn does his little, just puts his ass in, and then hopefully you don't win the ball off him. But Ramsey, McGinn, Luiz, their passing's good, but it's not like Buendia. They're not going to keep hold of it.
Yeah. Well, one thing I heard a lot of people talking about online and that sort of thing was the constant long throws and the balls into the box. Are we becoming the new Stoke, Noah? Is that a genuine question?
I think we could be, to be honest. You know what I love, though, is just how excited Austin McPhee does get. I think they focused on him for a good few minutes, and he was up and about, because then we had 3 or 4 quick throw-ins in a row or something. And look, maybe we're coming to the new Stoke. We haven't really scored from a throw-in since the first one against Newcastle, and Yeah, I think teams are now learning how to defend it because we do it every week.
Yeah, but I mean, when you've got like Horse, Mings, and Conser
You
going
got
up
to.
for headers in the box,
Yeah.
there was one I think towards the end of the game where Horse got the header and there was just no one to clean up the scraps.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Went out for a throw in.
Ramsey had a shot as well where it hit Ings, I think, off a flick on by Mings. But
And then there was the Ings scenario in, I think it was in the like 2-3 yards out where I think they got a last minute. And to be honest, if he put his head there, they hit his head. It's a pen all day.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have a problem with it. I mean, I think maybe you could mix it up a little bit. And like the commentary team was saying on a few occasions, just take a quick throw in every now and then, like play quickly when the situation's there.
Yeah, agreed. But then when is it there?
Well,
but,
maybe when they're not set up, when if we're on the counter attack or something and the ball goes out, quick throw in and go again, But it seems like the plan is to slow the game down, get Matty Cash over there, get his towel out, and
do we maybe look to just roll the dice? Say we lose again, touch wood, but do we maybe look to inject the young boys in? Because against Chelsea, they had about 400 or 500 million on that pitch, and then they bring on Lukaku, 100 million player, and we're fielding Archer, Chucky, all the youngsters. I said, do we look to do that again? Because these young kids are up for it, and they don't fear anyone. And to be honest, it brings that X factor. Where these teams can't study these youngsters, there's not footage and film out there like there is with the starting 11.
Well, yeah, I was saying in the chat that I thought that Chukwuemeka and Philodine Bidet should come on, and then I looked and Chukwuemeka wasn't even on the bench. Is he injured?
I know he played for the youth. He scored a goal or two, I think.
Yeah, he's away. I don't know why he was on the bench, but yeah, but
has Bidet not even get a sub appearance? I understand, like Archer, he's just come out of nowhere. A year ago, we're talking about Keenan Davis being the hot shot, and
were we?
Yeah, well, when he was on loan to Stoke, anyway. But,
I still like Keenan. I think there's hope there, but no, it's good to see Archer.
It's not like Archer's impact, hat trick scoring against Chelsea. But it's like, why aren't we playing him then? Like, I understand we've got Ings, we've got Ollie, mix it up. I think, like, big deal if they throw a tantrum. I'd rather see a young Villa lad playing, and if that means Ings is on the bench, and maybe we ship him out for half the price next year because Archer maybe pops 10 goals in his opening season, take that. But even just the days, like to not even get a cameo appearance after a hat trick in the youth game, insane.
I could see us probably going more to like the 4-3-3, like you said, for the Wolves game. But then who gets dropped, Ings or Watkins?
Ings. You got to play Ollie. He scored, local point, big forward, work rate's 10 times better than Ings. No offense, Ings, but he's old.
I see them both playing.
I agree with you.
I reckon it could be Ollie with Archer and Bidet on each side, or
Really?
We're going for you, mate.
No, Leon.
Yeah.
Well, assuming he's back, Leon to come on the last 7 minutes as he usually does.
Well,
Bailey's good. He's good.
Bailey should be back for the Wolves game, right?
Yeah, apparently he should be back, and so should Morgan Sanson. So I just think Buendia is going to play as number 10, and I just think that I don't know why. I just think Dean Smith will put Watkins back out right like he had him at Brentford.
I don't like that.
I know, but I just think that's what's going to happen. I think Bailey will go on the left. Buendia is a 10. McGinn, Louise in there as well. That's what I say.
Well, that's not good news for Jacob Ramsey, but
I know.
You really
but like we said earlier, it's probably time that he has a rest. I mean, he's still young. He'll get plenty of opportunities, and he wasn't very good on the weekend, and I mean, he hasn't scored for us yet. I don't think he's got an assist either. I mean, he's played well, but in the end, we need guys who can, like you said, feed Watkins and Ings, and Buendia was brought in for that reason. So it's probably time to let him go. Yeah. Well,
I'm sick of saying usually the first up is Nakamba on.
Okay. Yeah. But maybe this week that would have been good because we were getting overrun. I don't know. I was starting to think at one point
he didn't predict that though against Tottenham, I mean, for some reason, when we play the bigger clubs in inverted commas, Nakamba's the better option all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
He really you can't play both. You can't play both.
No, you can't.
Especially if you've got Ramsey. He's got that license to go forward. When McGinn gets further up, we know he can do damage. I think we tend to forget McGinn is probably, I reckon he's a better 10 than where he plays now.
Well, yeah, he plays there for Scotland and he scores pretty much every game for them. Yeah,
he scores. He's ambidextrous. He can feed the pass.
He's got a big ass. You know, he can stick that in there.
He's been squatting.
It's so tough because we've got so many players who are sort of they could play in two or three different positions. Yeah, it is a good problem, and it's not time to panic by any means. I mean, if you had told me before the Everton game we'd get 6 points out of Everton, United, and Spurs, I would have said, I'll snap your finger off on that. But
isn't it funny how far we've come? Because we're not content with a 2-1 loss against Tottenham. We knew we deserved more. Go back 4 or 5 years ago, we'd say that's not bad for Villa. But as long as we finish 15th to 16th, we've done well.
But when are Villa fans ever content, Tommy? Like, come on, that's our biggest problem. We always think, that's it. We're top 4 now after winning.
It's the same ones saying we're going to win the league when we win our first game. They're the ones that I really worry about, Scott.
Yeah.
Optimism with being a bit pragmatic as well.
Yeah, you gotta be real. You gotta be real, and
100%.
You know, we are doing well, and like we said earlier, this game we probably would have lost 4-0 a couple of years ago, and you know we sort of hung in there, got ourselves back in the game, even though we were playing absolutely awfully. I can't really fault the effort. It was just silly mistakes, sloppy. A few people just didn't really turn up, and you know, if you've got 2 or 3 guys like that in the Premier League against Spurs, you're not going to win.
No.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll probably wrap it up there because you know it hasn't been the greatest game, but I just want to say before we go, like, thank you so much for some of the nice comments we've been getting on our videos lately. We've got a couple of really good ones. One from what was that guy's name? That's really bad.
Just your channel, mate.
Yeah, I know.
We have 50 subscribers. We have 3 people that comment, and we've achieved 50 subscribers.
Yes,
we, collective effort, not you.
Yes, no, we have.
And you forget the 2 people that comment. You should know your fans.
I did. But it was a guy who's from England. He's been supporting Villa for like 50 years, and he was saying how much he's enjoying the channel and the content. So we really love that sort of stuff. So please let us know if you are enjoying it. And last week we spoke about in the questions we spoke about
the buzzer beater.
The buzzer beater, that's right. And people spoke about
I think it was a Trezeguet goal versus Leicester.
That was Coxie. He's a regular commenter. Thanks, Coxie. And that was a fantastic atmosphere at Villa Park when Trezeguet put that ball into the net to send us to Wembley. I remember that well.
Love the Cox.
Yeah, that's it. So we are going to do another question today, and the question is going to be: what is your favourite Aston Villa win in the Premier League? Pretty broad. Plenty of games out there to choose. Some recently, some not so long ago that have been pretty outstanding. So yeah, let us know.
Mine, I think can definitely name mine.
Yeah.
1 year ago, I think for me, Liverpool 7-2. I haven't seen Villa destroy a team like that ever. So for me, that's got to be my favourite Premier League win, I'd say. We've had some good ones, but definitely just seen as just wipe a team, a championship team, might I say, off the park like that.
Yep. Yeah, that was incredible. What a shame there wasn't a full stadium for that one. But I was actually supposed to be in the UK for that game, but with COVID, unfortunately, couldn't go. But I will be planning on heading over. I don't know, in the next coming years when everything opens up again.
For me, it's got to be the. For me, it was the I think for me, it was the promotion game, to be honest. I remember being at the Charles Dickens. I was losing my crap with Andrew Cozzo and I were just bromancing, Peter Lukic, Mike Boyle, all the Villa guys from the Aussie chat. It was going nuts.
That's not Premier League, though, mate. That's not Premier League.
I've never had so many men. Doesn't matter. It got us there. Right? We wouldn't be there if it wasn't for that.
That's
win,
true.
Noah.
That's true.
Yeah, I remember when we won at Anfield back in Paul Lambert's day. That was one of my favourites when Vyman and Benteke, destroy them.
Yes,
3-0, wasn't it?
3-1, I think.
3-1.
I actually watched that live stream in the nightclub. The second half, I had it like on my phone in the corner. Like, this is weirdo.
Oh, that's great.
Hashtag come on, bro.
You got.
I remember. I was like, was it we beat? I think was it them or the? I think it was we beat Liverpool and Arsenal back to back the last 2 games of the season away.
I think we beat
We beat Arsenal in the first game of the season.
Yeah, first game of the season.
Antonio Luna.
That's
what a player he used to be, yeah.
And Benteke with the penalties.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Yeah.
They call me Tony Moon.
Tony Moon. Wow, what a villain legend. Anyway, well, we're going into the international.
Maybe the Vyman goal.
The Vyman goal against City. That's a good one.
Yes.
That's a good one.
That was a great goal.
Yeah, there's so many to choose from. So please let us know your best ever Premiership win for Villa. There's plenty of options out there. But we're going into international break now. We got Wolves. I guess in about 2 weeks' time, and we'll probably going to bring out some other videos in between. Then keep you guys busy. So stay tuned. Please like and subscribe, and click the bell, and you'll get a notification every time our videos come out. And like we said before, if you are enjoying the channel, please please comment. And up the Villa, and not a good week this week, but still going well, and come on Wolves next fortnight. All right, see you guys. Take it easy, fellas.
See ya.
See ya.
Cheers.